Stuff. We're on Daf Chafal from Rav. Let me see if I can sort it out for you guys tonight. We're going to start from Tnina. Rabbi Yosef Yehuda Omer. It's almost literally the halfway down the page. The last word in line is Tnina, and there's an asterisk right before it. You see it? Tnina. Isn't Yerushalmi over there? It's not over there?
I took my home.
Oh, you took it home. Oh, so that wouldn't be here. There's only one. Tnina, we learned. Rabbi Yossi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yossi says, also Shreigei Kamezid B'Tmura. If you do Tmura, whether intentionally or unintentionally, it's Tmura nonetheless, then the second animal is Kodesh. But Lo so Shreigei Kamezid Mugdashim. That's not true but by Mugdashim. It's not true by something which is Hekdesh. A Hekdesh is no unintentional, it's not like intentional. Now that's a Brisa. Okay? Now we have a Machlokas Amoraim how to interpret that Brisa. Okay? Chizkiah said, L'shoigeg below saseh. What does it mean that by Tmura, that Shogi is the same as Mazid? By Shogi it transgressed the negative prohibition, Yini Kapora, and instead of saying L'meimir, it should be L'mazid below saseh. If it didn't intentionally, it transgressed the law as well. However, Avolim Balomar, put in the word Tmura. Ibalomar Tmura Schulin, Balomar Tmura Ola Lo Kadra. If you mistakenly said, instead of Tmura Schulin, which of course is nonsense, you said Tmura Ola instead, it doesn't work. That shogig is not Kamezid. What shogig is Kamezid? That if you said the word Tmura Ola, unintentionally, it's like saying it intentionally. But if you said the word, you said the word Tmura and intended to do so, not knowing that there's a prohibition on Tmura, that nevertheless you made Tmura and the prohibition stands, right? But if you didn't intend to say the words Tmura Sola, you intended to say Tmura Schulin, which is garbage, right? Babel. And you said the meaningful words Tmura Sola, that shogeg, the unintentional slip of the word, is not considered to be kamezid.
So he's redefining what shogeg is.
Right. Okay?
So
the shogeg, which is kamezid by Tmura, is a person did not realize that there's a prohibition of Tmura, and said, "Areza Tmuras Ola," and that it devolves, even though you did not realize it was a prohibition. You transgress the prohibition. It's a regular shogeg, right? But the shogeg mistaken. Right, the story of mistaken verbalization, that Chizkiah says doesn't exist by Tmura. Right. We're going to talk about Hekdesh toes. That's what we're coming to. Okay? This is Tmuras toes. Right. Now, Rabbi Yochanan said, no, he argues. He says, Balomar Tmuras Chulin, again I'm putting the word Tmura, V'amar Tmuras Ola Kadsha. Even that shogeg is Kamezid. When the Brisa said shogeg is Kamezid, it's even a shogeg in expression, in the word one used. Right? Avol, however, what's not shogeg Kamezid? What Bino just said. In Balomar Ola, if a guy came to say Oila, V'amar Chulin, well actually this is the reverse. You came to say Ola and said Chulin, that's low contra. That toast doesn't work. Okay? If you intended to say, this is a carbon, he said, this is a chulin. So it doesn't become a carbon as a result. Because you're missing the verbalization. Even though you had all the intentions in the world, it's not what you said. Okay? The Sayyid Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yosef Yehuda, the Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, vis-a-vis Tmura, is kipasuk Rabbi Yirmiyah as Beishamai Mukdashim. It's like Rabbi Yirmiyah said in Beishamai by Mukdashim. But this is what being referred to, which is that, and we said it last night, that by Hekdesh shows the Shmei Hekdesh, according to Beishamai. I was a machlokas whether that's even when he intended to say Chol instead of Kodesh, or even only intended to say Kodesh 1 and instead says Kodesh 2. Well, Rabbi Yochanan here is saying by Tmura that even if you intend to say Tmura's Chulin, it's as if you said Tmura, and you said Tmura's Kachim. That works. That's like the opinion which we had, which Gemara here identifies, backed by Mukdashim of Rabbi Yirmiyah and Beis Shammai, that even if you intended to say Chulin and said Kachim, that's Kaddish as well. Okay? So there's a parallel, even though it's not the same sukkah, obviously, and Tmura is different than regular Kachim. But just like the Rabbi Yochanan's Shita by Tmura is a parallel of Rabbi Yirmiyah's Pshat and Beis Shammai by Kachim. Okay? Now, says Maltaita Rabbi Yochanan. According to Rabbi Yochanan, fine, I understand, everything is good. Nicha asa shreigek amazing b'tzmura. We understand the statement asa shreigek amazing b'tzmura, meaning that if you said Tmura Schulin, you intended to say Tmura Schulin, and it said instead said Tmura Zola, that's Tmura. And I understand the flip side as well. The law is so shayik amazing by mukdashim. You didn't make sure you're amazing by mukdashim because we pass it by hektish, not like Beis Shammai, but rather like Beis Hillel, that hektish those shmei hektish, lav shmei hektish, right? However, now here there's a whole line missing according to Shai Torah Eretz Yisrael, and he's obviously right about this line being missing. The more is the one to ask on Chizkiah. According to Chizkiah, I understand also shayik amazing by Tmura. Chizkiah explained that. He said, what is shayik amazing by Tmura? It means just like you transgress, but it's a Shabbos shayik, right? Just like you transgress the prohibition of amazing, you transgress it b'shayik, having forgotten that it's prohibited. However, Ma'ulasa shayik amazing by Mukdashim. What does it mean they didn't make shogeg like amazing by Mukdashim according to him? What's the flip side? According to Rabbi Yochanan, it's very, reflexive, right? Symmetrical. That Tmuras, what's to show you what's amazing in both cases, it's a mistake in verbalization. You wanted to say Chulin, but you said Kachim. So by Tmura, you wanted to say Tmura's Chulin, and you said Tmura's Kachim instead, it works. But by primary Hektish, you wanted to say Chulin, and instead said Kachim, it doesn't work. It's very symmetrical. Flip side, right? But according to Chizkiah, what's the flip side? You want to say by Tmura that you transgress the lav b'shoigeg, just like you transgress amazing. That's nice. But what's the flip side? And by Kachim, it's not like that. What lav are we talking about by Kachim? So if you learn that the shoigeg amazing are talking about mistaken verbalization, then that can apply both by Tmura and by Kachim, and I can turn around to fit by both instances. That by Tmura, mistaken verbalization counts, by Kachim it doesn't count. But if I'm going to say that the Shoigeg Amazing in the Brisa means that vis-a-vis the prohibition, the lav, so what lav are we talking about by hektish? There's no lav to make something hektish. How can you flip it around and compare and contrast to one Kachim in that regard? Okay? So it says, well, I have a case for you. I have a case. B'makdish b'chor. Somebody who consecrates a B'chor. Now, B'chor, of course, is already Kodesh. B'chor is born holy, right? But you were Makdish it. And the halacha is that you get flogged. I'm not sure exactly what the mother Isser is. I don't remember what the Isser was. The Coordinator might have brought it down. Doesn't say. I don't remember what this is, but there's some prohibition to be Makdish or B'chor. Okay? So therefore the Gemara says, that's what it's talking about. That there, laws or Shoigeg Amazing means if you're Makdish B'chor B'Amazing, you get flogged. If you're Makdish B'chor B'Shogeg, you don't get flogged. Doesn't want to be Kodesh. There's no such thing. It doesn't work by B'chor such a Kedusha. Amar B'chia, Lokin Amar B'chia, Rabbi Yacha, Rabbi Yasa, B'Shem, Rabbi Yochanan, Hikdish B'chor, Olo L'Mizbeach, I feel dumb in Lokidish, so I guess they couldn't find the lav either. It was just carbonata. Say, there's no such lav, it doesn't work, you can't make an animal, which is a B'chor and Kadosh. Not even for Bedek bias, right? Not even for Domin. All right, says the Gemara. Fine. Let's try this. Let's try. I'm sorry. We're not finished yet. And similarly, hikdish ba'amul mizbeach. If you consecrate a ba'amul mizbeach, afilu should be also here lidomim lo kitcha. Also, ba'amul does become kadosh. Elo. So what are we talking about here? That can't be about bechor. Matish ba'amul oiver. Somebody who consecrates a ba'amul oiver, the temporary ba'amul. So there we say, loss or shoyik amazing by kosher. That's what Chizkiah says. That even though shoyik amazing works by tmura, that you transgress the prohibition even if you did it unintentionally. By the prohibition of being makish ba'amum oiver, there's no such unintentionally you don't transgress it. You didn't know that the animal is a ba'amum oiver, a temporary move. Says more mechuvru malchus. Where I don't understand. There are no malchus in such a case. You don't get malchus for being makdish ba'amum oiver. We're looking for a lav. What's the lav of by ba'amum oiver? So Rabbi Yirmiyah, Amar Rabbi Yudon. Rabbi Yudon said, Avui. Actually, I should point out the Torah itself brings down that the Ramban and Sefer Mitzvahs Losa say Lamed Hey is masha that you are like it for being makdish ba'amum oiver. So obviously there is something there, which where there is a lav of some sort. I don't remember what the pasuk is, but okay, it's something like now as the moon. I forget the pasuk. I thought it was on the tip of my tongue yesterday.
How can it take on the concept of?
Because it's temporary moon.
But at the time.
Okay, but that's why it could take it on. That's why there would be a lot, because it could take it on. Yeah, well, you can't be. Chalos Kedusha is now just not suitable for Akrov. It's like B'chutz Zman. Right, so which is temporarily unsuitable. What's the pasuk though? I don't remember. Anyway, it's on pasuk. Rabbi Yudin, I believe Rabbi Mitzanya. Tersh B'Ksav is not our thing. Rabbi Yudin, I believe Rabbi Mitzanya. So Rabbi Yudin, the father of Rabbi Mitzanya, said, "He potter, I have a case." The makdish mimi leberek abayis. You consecrate an animal which is tamim leberek abayis. That's allowed. It's got to go dafka the mizbeach, and there Chizkiah says that applies dafka b'meizin and not b'shoyim. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi, Shita Savi, Rabbi Yossi goes according to video, but actually, Rabbi Yossi, we need a drum roll here. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi, Shita Savi goes like his father Shita. That hikdish mimi leberek abayis. If you're makdish mimi leberek abayis, over b'asei. You transgress an asei, because it says you have to be makdish to mizbeach. But lo sasei minayin. How do we know that there's a lo sasei? Talmud lomar. Now maybe you guys remember such a drasha, but I don't. Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor. Did you ever see a drasha for Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor? Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor. What does that pasuk mean? We dash in the pasuk. Lav Amur. Divi Rabbi Yehuda. So anytime, I don't know, where do we know to dash in that, and where not? But he dashes Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor.
Particular pasuk.
Yes. Lav Amur. Yes. Maybe every one has to dash them like that. But what? Oh man, it looks like one of those. Do you remember saying this? About this one specifically?
Moshe says something. Moshe says,
Lav and more lamb Yisrael.
So the latter part of the pasuk There must be something. This must be the first one. Remember Moshe?
Oh, there's an M more after that. That's interesting. Oh, so that could be. Maybe let's take a little closer. That might be. But it's not the entire seven. That's it. No. Done. By the bear said Muslim or dog bear la room Then run combination of our Marco. Because then because it says what Marco Lane. But that's not what they most. Anyway, it's a clear deconstruction. I don't remember seeing anything like this before. Maybe the old Turing, maybe he owes there aren't just 613 mitzvahs. There are many more lavin, except as the amount of ones who say.
Clearly more than 600. 650 doesn't even take into account a lot of motion.
Yeah, I would say, but he's giving lavin, more of lavin. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just an additional lav. I don't know. Anyway, it's a plea deconstruction. Okay, Rebbe, and we have a similar conversation goes on now. Rebbe, now I don't think this is actually Rebbe. I think it's probably the name of the Amora is missing, as you will see presently, that they call Rabbi Yochanan. So it's unlikely that it's Rebbe himself. But whoever it was, let's use Rebbe because we don't have any other name. Rebbe Avi Yossi Masei Parshas Reiner B'Chor. It was in the parsha you're not allowed to do. There's no Tamura by B'Chor. B'Chor avoid the Bar Pedoya, and the father of Bar Pedoya passed by. Chamsei Rebbe, he saw. Chamsei Rebbe could mean he saw Rebbe. Rebbe saw him. It's not clear, but let's say he saw Rebbe. V'Amar, and he says, Ana Yada. He says to Rebbe, Ana Yada Mat. It says Ana, but it should be probably At. It's a Shaitar Zelcher. I know what you say. Kedun again, At Meimar. This is what you say. By the Be'er Shem Moshe Lemar. Right? But the by the Be'er Shem Moshe Lemar is a lot. So it says, what? You don't have to say Lo Yemar, right? Lo Yemar. Lo Yemar, Lo Yemar, it's like Lav Omer, the same thing we said before. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. And you say this is going like Rabbi Yehuda. The Kasuv Kain. And we find this elsewhere. The Mar Rabbi Yami, B'Shem Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yami is the name Rabbi Yochanan. Again, it seems like Bar Pedoya is telling Rabbi over the statement named Rabbi Yochanan. So it's unlikely that it's Rabbi Yehuda Nossi. Because then, and Bar Pedoya is telling you over the same one of his Talmidim, just doesn't fly. So I think it's probably not Rabbi Yehuda Nossi, it's probably some other Rebbe whose name is not mentioned, got chopped out. We had that before in Yerushalmi a couple of times. The Mar Rabbi Yam Shem B'Yochanan, Gorin Lidrosh, you can take off a word. Now this is in the Bavli, this concept. You can take off a letter from a word. From Mitchilas, it should be Mitchilas HaTeva. The beginning of a word, L'Sofa, until the end of the word. And Rabbi Chena B'Shem Rabbi Yehuda said, "Afilu be'eretz HaTeva," even in the middle word, you can drop part of the word, so you can really engage, cut and paste. So that, and we bring an example. It says, "Yotzakto le'Hashem," and on a specific mincha vayikra parak base says, "Yotzakto le'Hashem," pour on it oil. Mincha, because it's a mincha, so we dash and we drop the yud and hey from oleo, and we dash and Yotzakto. It should be Yotzakta. There's a Korban change that Shemen al Mincha, and it comes teaches that all menachos require oil. So we can actually we are free to drop letters cut and paste letters, make changes in order to make droshes. Okay? Now, says the Gemara, Talmud, we're going to come about roundabout back to our sugya. Talmud, we learned over there. Shumi Yisayim Shloshim Yom, when you have to value a property of Yisayim to sell in order to defray debts, you do it for 30 days. Shumakdish, you evaluate for Shishim Yom for 60 days. Marchizim Vokerev, and you make announcements morning and night that you're evaluating this property to see what the story is in terms of its vast sale value. Now, the one important part of this brisa here, this Mishnah, is the other Mishnah, which is not quoted in the Yerushalmi, but is brought down in the third line, third and medium lines of Korban Edom. And it says, there's Seva Da'achmas Nisan. Then this Mishnah, or brisa, Tani, it says, Hamakdish Nechosav, somebody consecrated his property, V'oiso Avlav Ksuva Sishan Yoda Ksuva, Rabbi Lezer Omer Kshegarshena, where you divorce your wife, she's going to collect her ksuva from hektish, right? From the stuff which is given to hektish, because her lien comes first. So in order to ensure that he's not just playing a trick on hektish to get his money back by divorcing his wife, and then he's going to remarry her, or he's going to split the money with her, which might be more important than remarrying her. So then when he divorces her, Yodarano, he should forswear any benefits. Shloyav Zeren Olam, that he's never going to take her back. And that way, they're sure that if she collects her silver, it's on the up and up. Rabbi Shimon Tzarech says you don't have to make such a shvur. Or better, whatever it is. So in any event, so the Gemara says that about this, that Amar Raimona said, Rabbi Lezer Choshesh HaAroma. Rabbi Lezer says you have to take the soul, you're never going to take your wife back, is afraid for ruses and chicanery. Rabbi Shua Loch Choshesh HaAroma. Rabbi Shua is not concerned with ruses and chicanery. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yibul. Rabbi Yosef Yibul said, Rabbi Lezer Kebe Shammai. Maybe we should say that Rabbi Lezer is going like Beis Shammai, and Rabbi Shua is going like Beis Hillel. Household. Rabbi Lezer, Beis Shammai, how does that work? Beis Shammai, Beis Shammai says, "Hey, no dom nishal elektesho." You cannot go and ask a chochan be matir or neder and hektish. So therefore, the only way for him to extricate his pride from hektish is to do what? He can't go be matir neder. What's the other way for him to get his property back? Divorce his wife and she'll collect her ksuva. So that's how Rabbi Lezer is concerned that they're in cahoots on this, right? That's why he makes her take a shvur, right? Like Beis Shammai. Or Rabbi Shua, but let's say Rabbi Shua is like Beis Hillel, right? For Rabbi Shua and Beis Hillel, Beis Hillel Adam Nishal Hekdesho. Person can be matter nanas hekdesh, so he didn't have to resort to divorcing his wife. Mistam he's divorced his wife, it's because he hates her guts, and not because he made any deal with her, right? Right, but he tried first. Okay? If afterwards he goes and divorces her, then we have to be choshesh. But if he didn't try it first, we assume he's bona fide divorcing her. So it says the Gemara, again, the Rabbi Shua Beis Hillel Meim Adam Nishal Hekdesho V'Udava Amar Ena Tzorach Lazir Lazir. He doesn't have to be matir, doesn't have to forswear his wife's benefit. Manafshach, or his wife, no matter what. Taha should be Taha Boa Ish Ava Shishal Nayasa. If he really regretted his netter, he should have done She'ela first. Since he didn't do She'ela first, so then it must be that he doesn't regret having made the stuff hektish. He's on the up and up, and therefore we're not going to be concerned that he might call and get to collect the ksuva from the hektish which he made. Okay? Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yeshua concedes, ba'orev, shu tzarech lahadir anoya. Meaning that the guarantor on a ksuva, obviously he's afraid In the case of divorce, that they're just trying to get to pay up the guarantee and then get remarried on his money, right? So therefore, he can compel a shiur. He can compel a neder, that the husband forswears all benefit from his wife. The husband says, how do I know you're not going behind my back and doing underhanded things? So therefore, if you're really getting divorced, I want you to take a neder in order that you're not, prove that you're never going to get more, to ensure that you never get back together again. Okay? So it says, what about if we know that this husband gave a gift, and now he's divorced his wife in a particularly nasty way? Are we afraid it's because he wants to get his matona back? We gave it matona in the offer, or since the guy gives a gift with a magnanimous gesture, so we agree, we assume he's not going to try and get back the gift. So therefore, he doesn't have to forswear Hanoah, the husband, from his ex-wife. Or me'achar, do we say, since he has the minute strength, and he reneges, meaning that what? Gift you gives the third party, it's underlean to the ksuba. So, since we say since we see they're getting divorced and the money is going to go back from the gift, so therefore we're suspicious that maybe the guy's getting divorced because he is broke and he wants the money back. So therefore we say tzarich lahadir anoya, that therefore the husband has to forswear any anoah on his wife, again, in order that they shouldn't collect the ksuva from the guy who got a gift from the husband previously, and then split the proceeds with the ex-husband. So therefore, yes, we want to know. We're not sure if he has any mother anoah or not. Now, also, there's an additional question missing here, according to Shara Torah. It says, what about this about chov? There's a creditor whose debt is going to be impinged upon by the woman getting her ksuva, right? So in that case, since the debt is going to impinge upon him getting his, since his debt is going to be impinged upon by the collection of the ksuva, because many of the funds which he was anticipating won't be available, because they're going to go to the ksuva. So can he force the wife and husband to make a neder that they're not going to get back in, they're not just pulling fast one on it, right? Says more nishmina biyado. So the question about Torah we never resolved. Question about chov we're about to resolve. Minadi ado krifti Rabbi Chagai. A certain relative Rabbi Chagai, dava baal chayav kartis. Her husband owed money in kartis. Kartis are cards, meaning they are what the loan was in a what? It was in a document. It's a documented loan. There was a shtar. Kartis a shtar, like a card. So I assume that's where it comes from. So Krita Rabbi Chagai have a baal chayav kartis. Her husband owed the loan. Asa Marichova, so the person who was owed a loan came. One second. That's my aleph here. Yeah, Asa Marichova Torah. So the creditor came and grabbed the cease of property. Asa Dukum Rabbi came for Rabbi. He says, "Tzorich lahadir." It's actually. The court may change the names here. It changes the exclusive positions. Ain't tzorich lahadir anoya. You don't have to be by their anoya. Now, what exactly is the case here? Yeah, okay, the case is like this. Reuven was married to Leah. And he had a loan outstanding against him in the shtar. So Shimon, Reuven's brother, came and no, why did I get her brother? Sorry, scratch that. So Shimon came, was not Reuven's brother. In Tanakh they were brothers, but not here. Shimon came and grabbed the debt from Reuven, what he was owed. Now, if, however, Leah collects her ksuva, then Shimon loses, right? So that we make Reuven take a shvuah that he, in fact, doesn't owe any more money. Is he taking a shvuah?
He's trying to get his money back when he forced his way.
Yeah. Okay, yes. So again, let me get the case right because I confused myself. A creditor is owed money by a debtor. The debtor wants to divorce his wife, but does he have to take a shvuah before he divorces his wife? What would the shvuah be? Yeah, let's say it's a neder, right? Let's take a neder from his wife that he's not going to derive any anor from it after after the divorce. I don't know why I'm driving at the bottom of this case. It's a really simple case. Reuven wants to divorce Leah, but he has a creditor, Shimon. So in order to secure Shimon, that he's not just making a ruse to get Shimon's money, seize back whatever he paid Shimon, and use it to pay Leah. So Reuven's got to take an oath that if he's never going to take Leah back again, so at least he doesn't get any anor from it. Okay, so we see that that's actually a machlokas. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Achaz Omar, again, switching the gears. The husband doesn't have to take such an neder. Rabbi Yossi from his wife, Yerisomar, tzarich l'hadir anoya, he must do it. I mean, Chavrei, so the Chavrei said, Kumei, take our Achav Rabbi. They sent for Rabbi Yossi. Yosomar Rabbi Achav. Rabbi Achav said, good, you have to take an neder, because otherwise they can make a ruse. Says Gemara, De'in, it says, it looks like it says De'in, but it's De'in. Din Chayzer or Oleh, because if you go, if he takes back his wife, so I get this right. Rabbi Yossi said Yos Rabbi Yacha. What did I'm saying? They said to Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yacha said good. Rabbi Yacha said he doesn't have to take such a neder. Why is that? Because the inchayzru aleh, if he takes her back again, loasi marichova v'torif, isn't the credit holder going to come and seize the property again? It's a cute chap which they have. Rabbi Yacha's probably right. They don't have to take a shvuah in this. He doesn't have to mow his wife anor, because it's always going to go round robin anyway. The Baal Chov is going to constantly be owed the money, right? So let's say the Taka are doing it as a knunya. They're in cahoots to get the money back, and then they remarry. But then where does the money go again? To the Baal Chov, to the creditor. Because the money went for the creditor to pay the ksuba. The ksuba now, however, was reacquired by the husband. And the husband now owes the debtor again. The creditor again. So therefore, why should we make anybody take a neder? If at worst comes to worst, if they're making a knunya, the money will go back to them regardless. Okay?
Not like that.
No. Right. We didn't deal with those cases anymore. So the Emetzu says the Gemara, Amar Lon Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi said, that doesn't always work. What if she gets the money? She's a fence, remember? What if she gets the stolen money and Avle Tachshitin, she makes a jewelry. Avle Paranonik, she makes it to Nichse Milog. Then the Baal Chov won't be able to take it because it's under her name. So therefore, the bottom line is that have to try and extricate the stuff from him as soon as possible. Or rather, we break to take a net in order to make sure that they're not making any hanky-panky in. Amr Chagai said, Moshe Rabbeinu, he was giving an accolade. He said, you're a good guy. Yosef Rabbi Yossi. Or he said by Moshe Rabbeinu, I guess it was an oath. Rabbi Yossi said, good, that we're afraid that she's going to find some ruse to get them to the marriage again, the second marriage, without actually them being cash. However, despite the fact that we pass over Rabbi Yacha, that they don't need mother or not, because that's unlikely. Because the odds are that the money will sooner or later come again under lien to the rich little person to Muzon. Okay? Says the Gemara, Taman Atomar. Getting back to Kachim again. Taman Atomar, there you say, Trade Sevitir Vader. Now this is the case of person who's Matir Neder on his Nazir. It's actually next Mishnah. And he was shown by the Chacham what to do. And he allowed him to they allowed him to undermine his Neder. Right? So it says there that again, over there it says that whatever animals are there, after you dissolve your Nazirus, retroactively they go out and they graze in the herd, they're like chulin, right? However, here we said there is no shelu by hekdesh. So which one is it? So it says the Gemara, I guess, how do we know that there is no shayla by hekdesh? To the next Mishnah. I don't remember where he learned out from. I guess because we don't pass in that way. Obviously, it can't be so explicit a source. So anyway, so says more again. In the latter parak, we're going to say somebody who only kept part of his ear, so it was Matir Neder.
So his animals go back to graze in the field. The Kah, but over here where back on Amud Beis, we said that according to
where did it say in Shayla Akdish? So it's in the next Mishnah, isn't it? We just had it, didn't we? It's not in the Mishnah. It's in the Gemara on 42, on Chav Amud Beis. The Yerushalmi says that Ein Adam Nishal Ekdesho. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines to the bottom. On Chav Amud Beis. See it? Ein Nishal Ekdesho. Okay, it can't be Shalom and Hekdesh. That's Machlokas Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai. So it says the Gemara again. Taman Atomar over there. You say Teitzer Eder,
meaning in the case of somebody who's Matir Neder on his Nazirus, his animals go out to graze. But here you said that a person can't be Shal Ekdesh. He's stuck. He can't get the animals out. Once he became a Nazir, he can't get the animals out. What's the distinction? They can't come to get the animals out, right? They remain hektish. That still gets a move.
That's all she gets.
Oh no, Tetzidera goes scot free. Goes scot free.
Therefore, the question is, here we said, there we said.
Right, and there we say a person's nishal. I mean, the answer's so precious. It's a very simple answer. When it says answer, any of us could have figured out if we just had a few minutes to think about it. It says, give me a break. I'm Rabbi Yosef Beribun. I'm Rabbi Yosef Beribun. But Talmud, when it's Yeruso Nisha, you can be shoyal on the Zerus. Mikach Neziruso Yotzu Karbonates of L'chulin. You don't shoyal on the Karbonis. You can't be shoyal on Karbonis. Ain't shoyal actish Korbe Shamai. What do you shoyal on? The underlying Nezirus. We made the Karbonos, they just fall of their own accord, right? But here, when we said Ain't shoyal actish Korbe Shamai, what are we going on? Here we're saying that I lost my place. It doesn't say over here. But the idea is obvious. Here you're trying to make the hektish ois hektish. Beishamai says that doesn't work. So in Beishamai, you can't make hektish ois hektish, holds you can make the Nazir ois Nazir, and then the Karbonos you set aside revert to Chulin status. Right? Which makes sense, a very simple dichotomy. Right? It's what? Yes, they're both the same. Yeah, in fact, the Gemara says that somewhere. I don't remember where. So in any event, coming up tonight, I think. That's what I'm saying. Later on, I think. Anyway, well, maybe not. So it says the Gemara, maybe we had last night. They all blend together. So it says the Gemara, Mapli and what's the Machlokas, a nice kid. Rabbi Yerushalmi Rabbi Chunan Rabbi Chizkiah Rabbi Achim Rabbi Yochanan said, "Come on, everybody concedes Shein Nishal Tmurasa." It's an interesting concept. You can't do Sheil. I don't know if it's in the Bavli, but you can't do Sheil on Tmura. You can't do Sheila on even according to Beis Hillel on Tmura, because Tmura is not a neder. The original animal was done b'turas neder. But they had Tmura already is a verbal formula which has nothing to do with neder, and therefore you can't be matra Tmura.
It's also, so you can't make a neder until shiur.
It's a good point. Since it's an Isra, obviously it's not a neder, it's a unique process which the Torah discusses. Good point. So it says the Gemara, and everybody agrees to that. Mapli and what's the Machlokas Begdesho. But in terms of the actual actish, Yerushalmi says, "Kishem she'yod nishal t'mura," just like you can't be shal t'mura, kachin nishal hektish also an hektish as well. But some may not true adam nishal hektish, only a nishal t'mura. So she'yod Hashem period. Now that all assumes in our Mishnah, that our Mishnah, where our Mishnah way back when, at the beginning of the parak, which said whatever animal comes out first, even I said a black ox, the black ox. Still it's hektish, goes hektish, tosh me hektish. That was the opinion till now. Rish Lakish gives a different malach in our Mishnah. He says, you know what the approach in our Mishnah is? I'll tell you. It says, Mashim Eloh Shen Kapar says, Atayso Mishum Mishem Shor. You say, he said the name Shor. Or Mishem Mishor, he said the first. So therefore, that's what we look at, not the exact details of what came on. So it says more, for example, or even if he said Shor Shachor, Shiatze by Shishon, if it says the first black ox to come out of the house, the Yotzo Lov and the white one comes out, the Yotzo Shchayin Achrov and the black ones come subsequently. Ataysa Mishum Reish L'Shchayin. You say the first one was was a white ox, but it was the head of black oxen. So if it's like a black ox. See, if you lead the blacks, then even if you're white, you're black. And if you lead the whites, even if you're black, you're white. That sounds racist, but that's not what it's really not meant to be that way. So it's because that's just the principle of uptight. Not ektish tosh me ektish, but we tight up. We explain his words to fit with the scenario. We start pounding at them with sledgehammer until they fit. Right? Similarly, shor love and Shetzir Beitzi Rishon B'Yotza Shochar. He said the first white to come out and a black one came out. B'Yotza Banim Acham and other white ones came after him. Toysa Mishum Rosh Banim say it's the first among whites. Shor Shaman Alavus. If you came to a trough and you were standing there, V'nim Tzaravis, you found he's crouching. Lavatz V'nim Tzayman, or you came to crowd, you thought you expected to find him crouching, you found him standing. So in both these cases, Yebo Kadod Amara V'Yavo B'Shem Yochanan. It'll be like this. Now, what's the issue here? The issue here is if you said you want the chveis, the first, you want this, the first, no, not the first, the ox or the donkey, which is standing by the trough, to become Asar B'Non. You found that it's not actually standing by a trough, it's it's crouching. So what's the status over there? You find standing, you found it crouching. So it says more the same idea. Yeboka, or not the same idea, variation, very interesting variation. Yeboka do, it's like this. The Rebbe Shem Yochanan, Niskavin Litom Kadei Karei Chitin, he had in mind to type bundles of wheat, the Torah Sorim, and he did bundles of barley instead. But Laila, if you did it at night, loss of lakum, it's a meaningless gesture. It was just a mistake. However, by Yom, if you did it in broad daylight, and you said, I want to do soirim, and instead you did chitim, or vice versa. So we say, if you did it by Yom, Mashu also awesome. The Anat Sadeh, our umdana, our reckoning is that you saw what was happening. And even though it didn't mean with your verbal terms, we assume that it fits enough that it becomes hekdesh or whatever we're looking at. Okay? Which makes a lot of sense. So it says, what if it was one type of grain which is very good, supposed to be very good, was found to be another type of grain which is supposed to be very poor? In the same day, it's so far apart, the gestures are so different that you can't compare the two. So this has to do with how people interpret the situation. What? Yeah. Well, yeah. Or he's in proximity, I don't know. Io is outside the barn. What? Oh, I don't remember which is good and bad. I'm sorry. She caught me on something which I really didn't care about. No, agro is good stuff. Shrink this is bad stuff. My mistake. I'm sorry. I low klum. If a person said I'm going to give the shore and not even a black or white ox came out, the opposite is better, but a ram came out. So that's nothing. You can't take a ram instead of an ox. There's not any tights to give. If you hold ekdish tosh me'ekdish, maybe you would, but there's no tights to give. You hold that the principles one of tights up its words. But if it's a calf, in. Yes, that becomes hekdish, because the chsiv it says ve'egel ben bakor lechatos. Keves lo klum. If it's a lamb, it's nothing. Similarly, if you designated sloyim, actually you designated dinor. You found sloyim which are worth more, lo klum. Proto, you found prutas which are worth less, lo klum. Because that's not what you intended to be menader. However, dinar's of, if instead of giving a silver dinar, you gave a gold dinar, so you're an idiot. But Kaddish, it works, because technically speaking, it fits what you said. Right? Okay.
The Gemara doesn't tell the story in Shoftim. You have the daughter came out of the tent after the father.
Yeah, Yiftach. Yeah, I don't know why we don't say. Okay.
That wasn't straight.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. There was a whole shot there. What exactly was binding him? It was a very strange episode. Pasha said he wasn't bound by it. I think he did it anyway. That was his mistake.
The language was not.
So sacrifice. Didn't he say sacrifice? Not hektish. Okay. I don't know if that chiluk is machalik, but you're okay.
Mashkim shot in that case is he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
He's going to kill him.
Oh, not as a sacrifice, you mean?
Right.
Okay. So I would change. You wouldn't say hektish tosh, me hektish there, regardless. Okay. Mishnah ben Nazir. So we took that to be a Nazir. Benisha l'chachami went to l'chachami and said, please be matam neder. V'asru. He said no. No. Mona mishash Nazir. So he counts retroactively from the time he took the Nazirus. Nisha, right? Because they weren't matam. Nisha l'chachami. If he went to l'chachami, it'd be tiru, and they were matam Nazirus. V'aisel fresh as he had already animals set aside. Takes it to a raider, goes out to grace. On base of Beishamai ate it to the money, but there's Shuektish toes. She takes it to a raider, but he still said to Beishamai, gotcha! Because here is a hektish toes case where you agree with us that it's not hektish. Because you agree that if he undermines his Nazirus, the animal goes scot-free. Right? So of course we really answered that already in Amar. We said this is not hektish toast, the way you undermine not the hektish, but rather the Nazirus itself, right? Amalei Beisham didn't give that answer. The more is going to focus on that tomorrow. Shami says, Yeta Moedim. No, Beisham, you missed the point, Basil. Yeta Moedim Bishator. If violence gave Meiser Behemon, every 10th animal was supposed to be shaven. Meiser. But he made a mistake for Korah. Mishatov Korah should be called the 9th one, the 10th one. Searching the 10th one, the 9th one. L'chadasar searching the 11th one, the 10th one. There's a real klutz. Shu Mekudash. That all of these 3 animals are Kaddish. So here too, you should have some sort of mechanism like that. Amalei Beisil said, Lo Hashem Kitro. It's, in other words, I should say that in certain types of mistakes, we see here, in this case, the hektish tosh me hektish. So he didn't answer directly. But he said, look, I see that hektish tosh me hektish, right? Because by Meiser Behema, we see hektish tosh me hektish. And the Beisil said it's not comparable. Lo Hashem Kitro. It's not there, the counter which makes it Kaddish. Ma ilud tam v'nir shevet. If he made a mistake and he put the rod, his staff, Shmini on the 8th animal, or Shnemos on the 12th animal, Shema Klum, is it valid at all? It's not. Rather, it's nothing to do with hektish toast being hektish or not hektish. It's a Xeris HaKosuv. The more is going to expand this as well. That the pasuk which was makdish Asiri, who shekiddish is a chiv as a charas also the 9th and the 11th as well. Tani Beisham Ermi, Mishra Shenishal. Beisham says if they counted, it's not in our Mishnah. This shita Beisham, they got cut from the Mishnah. Shami says if you went to the Chacham to be matir and Chacham was not matir, then it counts. They start counting only from the time when he asked the question and was rejected. The sort of Yerushalmi Nazir go from the time they start in zeros. Ma'akem. So what are we talking about? Says the word. Im b'shit Gilgal. Now Gilgal means the same thing as kill. Gives a whole new meaning to Gilligan's Island, right? What? No, I see Gilligan's Island, less holy than you are. But Kilkul. What happens with Ibashek Kilkel? He ruined his Nazirus. Kilkel, same thing. During that time, he was saying, I'm going to go to Chacham tomorrow, going to go drink wine, be matame, cut my hair, going to go enjoy myself. So he was Mekalkel Benizer, or Kohamoy, everybody's got to start over again. If he's keeping his ears the whole time until he went to ask the Chacham, everybody goes to the time everybody took his ears. He knows he's going to ask. So, but he hasn't yet gone to ask. He loses his cheskas kashrus. Became a shasi lishal, mekalkel, it's a chazok, he's going to be mekalkel. Unless you have proof otherwise, we assume you're not going to be sherming yourself properly. Because, psychologically, you're already on your way out. It's a fascinating concept. Okay? We don't assume he's not going to be sherming himself. V'sarim ilu kilkel Lawyer Nisha, where he's so corrupt that he was going to be Makalko, he wouldn't have waited to be shoyl, he'd just go and run the minus the zeros. Okay, Yerushalmi Nazir, Megalgo ben Israel. What if Taki he was Nazir and he was Makalko? So in the Shalom, we say we're not gonna listen to you. Eli can unless special halacha, we sock it to him. Noi ben be'isur kayom shtoy be'emet. In other words, if for 10 days he was drinking wine, for 10 days he's got to go in to an extra days. Keep Naziris before we start talking to him. We say, you have to go be mechaper before you did wrong. Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, Omrei, Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi said, when is that true? Beniso Merubah. If he had a lot of his Nazirus, so then we say whatever days he was Mekalkel, he's got to keep over again. Let's say 100 days, 100 days. Avonizur Memuad, but if it's less days, no, it's less than 30 days. Dayo Shloshim Yom, 30 days suffices. Now it's interesting. The Bavli is the opposite girsa, which makes more sense. Which is that if it's Bamedavorim Menizro Muetas, right? That there you match day for day. Avo Benizro Merubah, then Shloshim Yom. If it's more than 30 days, he only has to keep 30 days to be mechaper for Zavera of being Mekalka. And the Korban, the certain portion want to change the gears in the Yerushalmi, but the Netziv in the Shiltas says that the Yerushalmi probably argue. It's not the first time they argue. So therefore, you don't have to change the gears. So again, according to the Baal Yerushalmi, it's like the gears that's here. By Nizra Meruba, he's got to make up all the days. But Nizra Muat, so it's 30 days, no matter how many days is Mekalka. Uma ben Nizra Meruba le Nizra Muat says, well, what's the difference? Elachim. So in fact, we reject that. We say, Bamedvar Morim is Macha Kilka ben Nizra is my Meruba. It's nothing to do with the terms of the Nazirus. It has to do with the Kilka which he did, which is when he was a Kalka a long time, he has to make up day for day. Avakilka ben Israel does man more, then it's sufficient for 30 days. Again, still not like the Bavli. Okay, Manakim, what kind of kilka are we talking about? V'shekilka b'tuma? There's kalka and tuma? So Korma Moedish Shasasar. It's not just a kilkul, the Nazir says start from scratch. That's a stira. Stira is now kilkul. You can't just say, it's a knas chachomim. Keep as many days as you want Mekalka. No such thing. You have to start from scratch. Bring Korban has to start from scratch. If on the other hand you went and took haircuts, everybody agrees. Even if you're in Mekalka for hundreds of days, you still have to only keep 30 days. Because what Kilkul and Tiglachas requires that you grow hair again. And the maximum hair growth which is ever required is 30 days in order to consider growing hair. El Ken Ken, what I tell you about B'Shekil Kel B'Yayin, started drinking, right? So that says the Gemara, Bein B'Omeid B'Soch B'Kil B'Yayin B'Omeid B'Soch Nizirus. Now that's also only if he's still within his Nizirus period. If after his Nazir's period is over, before he burns Karbonos, it should be Eino so ser, he doesn't break his Nazirus. Okay, we'll stop here for today, and we'll pick up tomorrow with Ekdish Tozia. So what? No, not going to be with that.